Picture this. Your company is literally lighting $347 on fire every single minute. That's $20,000 an hour, $500,000 a day. While you're reading emails, attending meetings, and grabbing coffee, money is evaporating faster than you can count it. But here's the horrifying truth. That exact scenario was happening at a major manufacturing company, and executives were actually celebrating their performance. They called it strategic market positioning. The accountants called it something else: corporate suicide in slow motion. I'm Todd Agopian. This is the Stagnation Assassination Show. If you have issues with products that lose money, engineering teams wasting time on the wrong priorities, or leadership that's convinced everything is fine while the P&L screams otherwise, this podcast is for you. In this episode, you will discover the 3-step pattern recognition system that spots hidden hemorrhages, the 70% confidence rule that beats analysis paralysis, and the counterintuitive pricing strategy that turned a $175 million annual loss into profit. These strategies will help you declare war on stagnation and stop the bleeding before it's too late. So let me tell you about walking into a war zone disguised as a business meeting. The refrigeration division that I entered was posting numbers that would make your stomach churn. We were losing $175 million a year. Let that sink in. That's not a typo. $175 million of shareholder value vaporized annually. But here's where it gets truly terrifying. Nobody seemed particularly alarmed just a year earlier. Everybody was happy. Once they finally figured it out, they fired the entire team and brought in a whole new one. The previous management team, they'd already been fired, but the new leadership team was still suffering from what I call comfortable catastrophe syndrome. They'd grown so accustomed to the bleeding that they'd convinced themselves it was normal. We're investing in market share, they'd say. We're playing the long game, they'd say. You know what they were actually playing? Russian roulette with a fully loaded gun. When I dug into the data, what I found was what it would give any sane business person nightmares. We were actively manufacturing misery on an industrial scale. 65% of everything we sold was losing money, not breaking even, not low margin, actively destroying value with every single unit that rolled off the production line. But wait, it gets worse. The engineering team, brilliant people, dedicated professionals, were spending 80% of their time on products that generated less than 10% of the profits. Imagine having a team of surgeons spending their days putting band-aids on paper cuts while patients with heart attacks waited in the lobby dying. Companies I've seen fall into this revenue trap, convince themselves that all revenue is good revenue. One sales manager actually told me with a straight face that losing money on products was fine because it keeps the factories running. That's like saying your house is on fire is fine because it keeps you warm. The market share mirage was equally deadly. Leadership had become obsessed with maintaining 52% market share, even as that same market share was dragging them into bankruptcy. They were winning a game that nobody should want to play. The race to see who could lose money the fastest. Here's a dirty secret about dying companies. They rarely die from external attacks. They die from internal delusions. The premium refrigerator invasion wasn't killing this business. Their own decisions were. We'd lowered prices 5 times in the last 3 years, each time promising that it would restore volume. You know what it restored? Our competitors' confidence that we were idiots. The expertise paradox had management in a stranglehold. These executives knew so much about refrigeration that they'd stop questioning the basic assumptions. When someone suggested eliminating water dispensers from certain models, me, you thought I'd suggested eliminating the doors. That's not how refrigerators work, they said. Customers expect dispensers, they said. They need water in the door, they said. Except, here's what customers actually expected: refrigerators that didn't cost more to make what they were sold for. The data painted a picture of corporate psychosis. Our ugly duckling entry model, intentionally designed to be unattractive to push customers upmarket, was priced at $7.99 while costing $8.50 to manufacture. We were literally paying customers $51 to take our refrigerators, and that wasn't even counting all the stuff that we had to pay for outside of manufacturing, and management called this strategic positioning. Even more insane, we had $1 million robotic manufacturing lines sitting idle while paying overtime to manual assembly workers. Why? Because each robot could only build one SKU, and we had created product proliferation that most SKUs didn't have enough volume to justify the automation. We had built a factory of the future and staffed it like it was 1952. The hidden bleed wasn't just financial, morale was cratering. The good people were leaving. The ones who stayed had given up trying to fix things. They'd learned that in this company, pointing out problems got you labeled not a team player. So they kept quiet, collecting their paychecks and watching the ship sink. This is what corporate stagnation really looks like. It's not a dramatic explosion, but a slow bleed that everyone pretends isn't happening. $500,000 a day draining away while meetings droned on about market conditions and competitive dynamics. The terrifying truth: this cancer exists in companies everywhere. Right now, there are businesses hemorrhaging cash while their leaders debate fonts for the annual report. There are engineering teams optimizing products that shouldn't even exist. And there are sales teams celebrating deals that lose money with every unit sold. The question is one of them yours? Here's where the story takes a dramatic turn. When everyone else saw inevitable bankruptcy, I saw a patient that could be saved if we were willing to perform radical surgery immediately. The first thing we did that shocked everybody is we raised prices, not once, not twice, but 3 times in 18 months. The sales team predicted customer revolt. Marketing forecast market share collapse. Instead, something remarkable happened. Our customers followed our lead. The entire industry had been trapped in a prisoner's dilemma, waiting for someone brave enough to break free first. But raising prices, that was just triage. The real transformation came from deploying what I call the HOT system, the hypomanic operational turnaround system methodology. It starts with rapid pattern recognition, the ability to see connections that data blind executives miss. And here's what that pattern recognition revealed. Customers buying stainless steel refrigerators at promotional pricing generated 150% more profits than those buying our core colored models. Why? Because of an industry orthodoxy that stainless had to cost $200 more than color. The actual cost difference, $30. We were leaving $170 on the table because that's how it always been done. So what we were doing was keeping prices $200 too high and selling none of them when we could have been selling 150% more at a lower price point. But we wanted to keep color in there and keep this $200 fictional orthodoxy in place. So we broke the orthodoxy. We created stainless at the same price as color promotions. Competitors thought we'd lost our mind. Sales team, though, they loved it. But here's the genius. We only discounted the stainless, never the color. That was where everyone had gone wrong before. People had done $200 discounts before, but they had taken the color down $200, still sold 70% of the color model, and the color model was losing their ass. So we did stainless only discounts. We captured the premium margins while appearing to give massive discounts. They actually looked bigger because we did not discount the colors. And we made a bunch of money, especially after those 3 price increases had been put in place. Next came the 70% confidence rule. While competitors spent 6 months analyzing market changes, we acted with 70% certainty. When data suggested customers didn't need dispensers in every model, we didn't commission studies. We didn't listen to the orthodoxies. We launched non-dispense refrigerators immediately. The result, believe it or not, higher margins, fewer warranty claims, and customers who thanked us for putting that option in the marketplace. Then we used the sniper SKU strategy, which transformed our product portfolio. Instead of trying to be everything to everyone, we created precision targeted products. LED lighting that cost us only $8 but commanded a $70 premium. Counter depth models that broke the industry rule about premium only positioning. Each product designed to attack a specific competitive weakness. Taking multiple small dollar cost products or features that deliver huge customer benefits and packaging them together in a single sniper SKU at a key industry price point that delivered massive benefits over the competition at that one price point. Now, mind you, we did not put the colors in underneath it. It was stainless only. So we didn't have to justify the cost, $200 down. It was a fantastic strategy, the sniper SKU strategy. It can work in every industry, and it has for me. We implemented the lead time compression in manufacturing, those idle robots. We invested $2 million in flexible tooling so that each line could build multiple products, and suddenly our automation ran 24/7. Lead times dropped from 8 weeks to 3. Overtime evaporated. Efficiency skyrocketed. We no longer had to be perfect. We could just be directionally correct, and the machine stayed busy. The pre-built hot system solutions gave us immediate wins, building long-term capability. Kill list eliminated the bottom 20% of SKUs. The complexity parasites that were eating our profits were gone. The engineering team, freed from supporting zombie products, focused on innovations that actually mattered. After 4 years, we made $50,000 that June and turned around a division that had been losing $175 million a year. I had never been so happy to make $50,000 in my entire life. So what do we learn from this? You have to smash industry orthodoxies and think differently. If you want differentiated results, you cannot read the same 20 management books that everybody else is reading. If you want to have differentiated results, you have to act differently. If you want to act differently, you have to think differently. And if you want to think differently, you need to listen to different things and read different things. The transformation tools that turned a $500,000 daily hemorrhage into sustainable profit are available to you right now at toddhagopian.com. You'll find the complete 80/20 profitability matrix, which identifies which products and customers are secretly destroying your value. The rapid decision framework that beats analysis paralysis with 70% confidence. The orthodoxy breaking toolkit, which reveals which industry standards are actually profit killers in disguise. We have plenty of quizzes for you to take, plenty of stuff for you to read. These are fantastic tools that will allow you to think differently. What you need to commit to is stop pretending your losses are strategic. Stop accepting bleeding as normal. Stop letting comfortable catastrophe destroy your company's future. Get the tools, face the truth, fix the problems. Because here's the brutal reality. Every day that you delay addressing your company's hidden problems is hurting your shareholders, it's hurting your employees, and it's hurting your career. Think differently, act differently, and get differentiated results. If you discovered your company was bleeding in the next $500,000 a day, what would you do in the next 24 hours? Here is the key question. This is the 24-hour test. If you thought your business was about to go bankrupt, what would you do in the next 24 hours? And then there's only one question that follows that. Why haven't you done it yet? Go out and do.